Hello, everyone. This is part one of chapter seven. I need to start talking to you about chapter seven is one of those chapters that's it's like fragmented in a little bit. So, if you want to follow along, please go to the our eCampus website, and if you want to download our PowerPoint and all my source file that I will be talking to you about, it's under chapter seven with source file. And you click on this and you download. You can extract this and you can follow along with me with this. At the same time, let me comment that as we go through this chapter, what I would like to point out is there are a few things that are once you download it, you extract this, and I gave you the source file for this at the same time. So if you look at this is the PowerPoint basically slide that I would like for you to follow along with it. And chapter seven builds off from chapter 6 and 5. Pretty much some of the stuff you can omit by itself with it, but it's kind of fragmented in the way how the material is being used. The first thing is that chapter 7 has there's about I'll say about 50 slides in here. There aren't much to go through there. I'm sorry, 29 slides to be exact. So with it, so you can follow along. It's pretty dry reading with it. A couple of things I need to talk to you about is the first one I want to start out with is the enumeration type with this thing. Enumeration type is, by definition, is a set of value with a set of operation on them. So it's basically you get to define your own data type. That's what that means, basically, with it. And you might think, if you recall from chapter 2, you had your simple data type, you have your float, and then you have your enumeration with it. Remember from chapter 2? Well, enumeration is a simple data type that you are the programmer. You will get to a chance to to define your own data type as this comes up with as well. So when you define your own data type with this thing, make sure that you have the name of the data type, the set of values for the data type, and then the set of operation for the data types of the values that you have for it. All right. Here's the syntax. You can specify the name and the value, but not the operator with this thing. So you start out with the reserved words enum, and the type data as your identifier, and in curly brackets you have value 1, 2, etc., with this thing. And value 1, 2 are the identifiers called the enumerators in this thing. So you list the specified in that particular order: value 1, value 2, value 3. Now, if you notice that these are extractors that are coming out of this thing, right? The enumerator type is the order of set that the values. They're defaulted with the assigned numerator starting with zeros with this, with a value used more than value used in one numeration type that cannot be used in another same block with this thing. So I just want to keep in mind that there are times that you will have to define your own data type when you actually come across. Uh, you're not limited to the simple data type, the floating points, and all that. The same rules that applies when you have your enumeration types declared outside of any blocks with it. Okay. So let's take a look at your first example in your book. This is example on page 453, example 7-1. All right. It talks about enum colors. So you notice that there's colors. Now, not necessary that you have to have all this uppercase. You realize this. This is just it's just a demo showing that it is lowercase with this. I can do all these words lowercase, but in this case they did it all uppercase. So just don't be too tied in that all these are uppercase with it. But the syntax enum, the colors is what you have as brown, blue, red, green, and yellow, and with the syntax. So it's a type of data types of colors with it. The second one I want to point out too is your standing. Okay, is freshman, sophomore, junior, and seniors with this. They're all enumeration type. They're all standing that defines what the standings are. Okay, a couple of syntax for you to see. Here's another one. So if you go through and look at this thing, well, let's look at what's wrong with 7-3, example 7-3. It's illegal because the identifier, the following, you can't put an apostrophe in the identifier with this thing. So it's actually illegal with this thing. Look at this one. What's wrong with this one? You can't start with a number in this thing, right? So it's the same thing as if you recall as we name our identifiers, we can't start out our identifiers with special characters or numbers with it, right? So just keep a few things in mind with as you go through and naming the identifiers with this thing. If value have already been defined as one enumeration type, you cannot be defined another enumeration type in the same block. The same rules apply for enumeration types that declares any outside of that block with it as well. Take a look at this right here. So if you look at John, Bill, Cindy, Lisa, and Ron, and you see here is John is the first person in math student, and you have John declared as the third person. Again, you can't use John over again. So this becomes illegal. This is what this is saying. Enumerations are really, really practical. If you ever had me for game programming, I talked to you about different types of weapons. I'll give you an analogy with that. So for example, there are weapons that you can pick up, and there are different ammo that matches that weapon. All right. So that's in the game world. In the business application, we code enumeration data type for such as different stocks, different data types for different businesses, the way how the data type is structured with it. So just keep that in mind with it as well. Let me pause right here.